Yo, it was good. Um, so I would have been in here way earlier, but I got banned earlier. Yo, what's good? What's good? Vlogs, you look like a bot. I ain't gonna say nothing about it though. My bad. I was actually texting somebody just now. But Wendy, check this out. Oh, that's not. That's not the one either. Where is it at? Here it is. Well, hi, Travis. It looks like I got too much glare. Where's no glare? Anyway, it looks like paintings with the prints, art and education didn't follow community guidelines. And I'm like, I didn't follow community guidelines. Like, what are you talking about? And so right here it says medical misinformation, content that poses a serious risk of egregious harm by spreading medical information about currently administered vaccines that are approved and confirmed to be safe. So apparently, I said something bad about vaccines, and I appealed it, and it said, "We have reviewed your appeal for the following, and after taking another look, we can confirm that your content does not does not violate our community guidelines. Does not. Can you guys hear me now? I'm sorry, I definitely had the fucking mute button on. I guess when I was trying to move the iPad around, I just muted myself. My bad. But yeah, they really tried to stick it to me. They really tried to get me on the medical misinformation tip. That's crazy. Yeah. Yep. I said, yo, I sent emails saying I always give out a disclaimer before my stream telling people not to believe me. So whatever you're saying that I said, I told people not to believe that shit anyway. Yeah. That's crazy. And I marked my video not for kids and everything. Like, if you're watching my stream, you should be a grown adult with a decent level of common sense.
Artificial intelligence is making true scientific discoveries, actual new science that humans did not discover themselves. This is an absolute prerequisite for AI achieving ASI, artificial superintelligence. Now, if you remember, I made a video about Leopold Aschenbrenner's situational awareness paper. And in that paper, he specifically called out what is called the intelligence explosion. There would then unquestionably be an intelligence explosion, and the intelligence of man would be left far behind. Thus, the first ultra intelligent machine is the last invention that man need ever make. That is the premise of the movie The Matrix. Very scary stuff. When AI is able to make its own scientific discoveries and then reapply it to itself, which is basically self-improvement. And then at that point, you deploy hundreds, thousands, millions of these AI agents that are recursively self-improving, and that is the intelligence explosion. And what does that actually look like when it is applied to the scientific field? What does society look like when science is solved? That's what we're going to be looking at today. This is the research paper, Artificial Intelligence, Scientific Discovery and Product Innovation by Aidan Toner Rogers out of MIT. And it just came out just about a week ago. And what Aidan did was give artificial intelligence researchers to over 1,000 scientists in one of the largest US scientific research and discovery labs. And if you remember a few months ago, out of Sakana AI, Sakana Labs out of Japan, they released something called the AI Scientist, which was kind of a glimpse into what this might actually look like. That is AI that is able to propose theorems, go and run tests, iterate, fail, iterate, discover new science. And right here it says, to provide evidence on these questions, I exploit the randomized introduction of an AI tool for materials discovery to 1,018 scientists in the R&D lab of a large US firm. So what does the traditional scientific discovery process look like? Well, it's a lot of manual work, of course, and that's really where AI can come in handy. Traditionally, scientists discover materials through an expensive and time-consuming system of trial and error, conceptualizing many potential structures and testing their properties. Now, let's talk about that for a second. Google changed the world, and recently the researchers from Google won Nobel Prizes for AlphaFold. That is basically being able to predict protein folding so that we can predict proteins. And prior to that, it was basically trial and error, or you have to throw a lot of compute at it. And we were really only discovering a fraction of the amount of proteins out there. But with AlphaFold and then AlphaFold 2, and then more recently AlphaFold 3 just came out, we can essentially predict the entire universe of potential proteins. And that unlocks a lot of potential scientific discovery. Back to the paper, the AI technology leverages developments in deep learning to partially automate this process. Trained on the composition and characteristics of existing materials, the model generates recipes for novel compounds predicted to possess specific properties. Imagine we now have access to materials that are so exotic and maybe we would have never discovered, but they have properties that make them lighter or cheaper to produce or stronger or any property that is required for the problem at hand. We now have access to any of that. And that means that problems which were previously unsolvable in the world because of our just limits on what materials we could produce are now completely solvable. Thank you to the sponsor of this video, Weights and Biases, Weave. I'm a huge fan of Weights and Biases and everything that they've done, so I'm very excited to talk to you about Weave. Weave is a lightweight toolkit for tracking and evaluating LLM applications built by the incredible Weights and Biases team. You can use Weave to log and debug language model inputs, outputs, and metadata. Build rigorous apples-to-apples evaluations for language model use cases, and organize all the information generated across the LLM workflow from experimentation to evaluations to production. Weave is easy to implement with only 2 lines of code, gives visibility and helps with debugging, makes evaluations easier and faster. You get visibility into costs and results, and you can version your prompts and models. Plus, it seamlessly integrates with all of your favorite APIs and libraries, including OpenAI, Anthropic, Mistral, Cohere, LangChain, LlamaIndex, and more. Visit Weights and Biases, check out their Weave product. I'll drop a link to it in the description below, w&b.me/MB. I'm very proud to have them as a sponsor. Thank you again. And now back to the video. And here is now what the new process looks like. Idea generation. So an idea for some kind of novel material or some type of scientific research, and that is now being done by AI. The idea generation is no longer done by scientists. Then they have candidate materials, prioritization of those candidate materials, testing. When you get false positives, you go in this iterative loop trying to find the actual winning materials. And then they have a viable material, they file a patent, they come up with a new product prototype, they have an improved product prototype, and then so on. And over here in this gray, this is commercialization. But this entire process, which traditionally is just done by humans in a really manual and inefficient way, can now be done by AI. And what happens when that happens? The number of research breakthroughs skyrockets. The number of patents skyrockets. The productivity of the top researchers skyrockets. I'm going to touch on that little nuance in a moment. So many things are possible when AI is able to actually help in the scientific research process. Now, some of the actual numbers. Listen to this. AI assistant researchers discover 44% more materials, resulting in a 39% increase in patent filings and a 17% rise in downstream product innovation. These compounds possess more novel chemical structures and lead to more radical inventions. But it's not the same for all researchers. The top scientists in the field benefited the most. They had drastic improvements in their discovery process, where the bottom third of researchers really saw no change at all. And so, as the paper describes, the technology has strikingly disparate effects across the productivity distribution. The bottom third of scientists see little benefit. The output of top researchers nearly doubles. AI is able to automate 57% of idea generation tasks, reallocating researchers to the new task of evaluating model-produced candidate materials. So rather than the top researchers spending their time coming up with potential candidates to test, they just take the top candidates that the AI model suggests, and then they're spending their time doing the actual testing. And I think that's a really good analogy for the companionship between AI and humans for the foreseeable future. AI is going to take over more and more of the mundane, repetitive, kind of grunt work. And then humans are going to take on the more hands-on decision making and morals and judgment and those types of tasks. But it wasn't all good. And here's the problem. Scientists actually reported a significant drop in fulfillment in their job. Listen to this. 82% of scientists report reduced satisfaction with their work due to decreased creativity and skill underutilization. So even though they were able to have such greater outputs, they didn't feel as satisfied with the work they were doing. Now, this is quite telling for the future of humanity. If all of our creative tasks are being outsourced to AI, are we going to lose satisfaction? Maybe. But I also think it's going to free us up for doing the creative tasks that we actually want to do. Now, let's take a second to talk about the different stages of artificial intelligence, because based on this paper and based on some other papers that I've been reading lately, I think we're at the precipice of the next stage of AI. So first we have level 1, which is basic chatbots, AI with conversational language. That is the GPT series of models. Then we have level 2, reasoners, human level problem solvers. And that is when you get to the later stage GPT models. And they are really good at reasoning, and they essentially pass the Turing test easily. Then we have level 3, agents and systems that can take actions. And we're just starting to scratch the surface there. But here is where we're also scratching the surface in what seems like in parallel. Level 4, innovators, AI that can aid invention. Now, again, I'm going to reference the situational awareness paper by Leopold Aschenbrenner. We have it right here, the intelligence explosion. And what does it say? Automated AI research. When AI is able to research and discover new science and then apply it to itself, recursive self-improvement. That is when we're going to have super intelligence, this explosion in intelligence, because recursion is all you need. And again, the Sakana AI paper, AI scientist towards fully automated, open-ended scientific discovery. This is a model that is able to come up with ideas, test the ideas, come up with conclusions, and actually publish its research. So we have the LLM idea plan innovation, novelty check, idea scoring, experimentation, coding, everything that a traditional AI scientist would do now can be done, or at least there's the template of what can be done in this paper, AI Scientist by Sakana AI. But then that brings us to our last thought. If AI is doing our coding for us, if AI is discovering our science for us, does that mean we're going to get further and further away from that raw intelligence? And if we're getting further and further away, are we able to understand it as well? And at a certain point, are we just offloading all of our intellect to AI? I don't know. These are all questions that we need to think through deeply as we approach artificial superintelligence. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.
Walkie, make some noise for your headliner, Josh Johnson!
I've been very excited. I've been very, very excited. Been highly anticipating a bout that's coming up. Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. Some of you may have not known that this was gonna happen, but in case you didn't, Mike Tyson is gonna box Jake Paul, and I'm excited more for the spectacle than the actual fight. I don't know what's gonna happen in the fight exactly, but it is one of the wildest encounters of two people punching each other that you could have ever imagined. Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, a star, a bona fide star globally of the 80s, fighting one of the most popular influencers that the modern era has to offer. And it just feels like somehow the 80s are fighting the 20s. Do you know what I mean? Like, Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. Feels like Sylvester Stallone versus Liam Hemsworth. It's like, you're just kind of like, what? How? How are they even close enough in age to have anything to argue about? Oh, this is crazy. If you don't know Mike Tyson, I know that some people are too young to have like really watched him fight. I'm too young to have like remembered those fights live. Some of them I wasn't even around for, but I watched the tape and it's devastating. Mike Tyson is one of the most bona fide terrifying people. You know what I mean? Some of the things that Mike Tyson would just say, I'd be like, oh, to even think it, you must be willing to do it. Do you know? Like there was a press conference one time where Mike Tyson was sitting there and he's like, this thing, I don't think these guys understand it. I'm not here to just box. I'm not here to fight or anything. I'm trying to take their health. Sir. The question was, what has your preparation been for this match? Mike Tyson he's like an embodiment of like everything like fierce, violent, and dangerous in one person that also very much loves birds. And what's wild about Mike Tyson is that from the time that he was young, right, to present, he had taken a genuine, not only interest, but maybe an obsession with the way that the world works, understanding oneself and understanding the world and how who you are applies to the world, right? So he said some of the most fascinating things around Alexander the Great, around conquerors, around kings, around how to win a mental battle as well as like a physical one, how war works. He has such an understanding of the world. And then he says other things. Other things that are so scary that you're like, sir, just shoot me. Don't want to have to deal with this. You know? And a lot of it bleeds together because it's not my time, right? I'm not from that era. But you watch these old compilations of press conferences and interviews and post-fight interviews with Mike Tyson. I was scared for the reporter. Because you have a man who's been training to basically kill a man with his fists, even if it took him 12 rounds. And it took half of one. So by the time you interview him, he's still got a lot of energy. There was one time they were trying to interview Mike Tyson after a fight. They're in the ring with him. They're putting the mic in his face and everything. And he's so amped and he's talking. He's like, y'all don't understand. Like I'm from Sonny Liston's cloth. I'm the most fierce. And he starts describing not just who he is as a boxer, but his training and everything. And then at the end of at the end of it, he goes, I don't know, man. What? And I think if I had been the reporter, I'd also be like, nothing. I didn't say anything. Don't worry about me. Mike Tyson press conference was a master class in psychological warfare. He would say things that had you thinking like, oh man, this dude's like out of his mind. Or this dude really wants to kill me and I don't know him. That's gotta be tough as a fighter, to sign up for a fight, and you know we both fight. But one of us loves fighting. And we both like it, that's why we do it, and we're both good at it, that's why we do it. But one of us is so excited to hit, they don't care if they get hit. It's a very different person. Do you know what I mean? Even when you're mad, even when you're angry, and you're like, that's it, let's fight. You're trying to get the aggression out, and you want to hurt the other person. And yeah, maybe you're willing to take a few punches, but you aren't in a fight loving getting hit just so you can give the hit. It takes a different type of person, and Mike is a different type of person. You know? When you look at where Mike Tyson comes from, it's astounding that he made it to where he was. You know, Mike Tyson comes from Brooklyn, was in Bed-Stuy, and then at a young age moves to Bronzeville, and it is devastating because it's not the Brooklyn that you know. Not, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't. There were no cupcake shops. It was Brooklyn in a way that was, let's say the property would be cheap, all right, like if you were trying to buy, all right, devastating conditions. And he talks about how there was just you couldn't even go to the bathroom inside sometimes where they were staying and stuff, and all that stuff can make a hardened person. Because he didn't just have to live in certain conditions, he had conditions waiting for him when he got outside. He talked about it, he had to fight. He had to fight all the time. He had to be ready to be tough all the time. People will test you all the time, right? He talked about his first fight. So like I said, Mike Tyson loves birds.
In life, there are memories that will never leave us.
I like you very much. Just as you are.
But sometimes, those memories are suddenly...
It's truly one of the sweetest things about him. It's one of the things that like gives you a glimpse into the humanity of a person that's only known as being this fierce beast, right? Loving these birds, being gentle with them, caring for them, spending time with them, you know? Really taking care of him. And when he was a kid, there was a kid who took his bird. And he was like, give it back, give it back, give it back. And give it back, I think give it back genuinely in the way that a kid is asking you earnestly from the bottom of their heart. No, please, give it back, right? And that kid killed that bird in front of him. And then Mike Tyson, I'm assuming, killed that kid because he at least let him remember what would happen. And Mike would get into trouble, and it's easy to say, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do this, right? All those things can be true. Obviously, you shouldn't be robbing people, you shouldn't be selling stuff, you shouldn't be out here with these people who are on a bad path and everything. But when you have what looks like no other option from those things, how can you expect someone to just know? You drive down the path that's been paved, you know? And so he ends up in like detention centers and stuff like that. And at one point, Mike Tyson meets Cus D'Amato. Customato sees him and immediately he knows. He knows this kid is special and he's different, and not only just because he's built different, not only because he's big for his age, there's just something about him. And he gets the opportunity to like box a little bit. He goes to the gym, he's hitting bags and stuff, spars a little bit. And Customato sees in something in him. And after sparring, as the story goes, they ask this kid who's just sparred with some grown men, how old are you? And then Mike goes, I'm 13. And then these grown men look at each other and go, this nigga at least 30. Like, there's no way. You better put a 0 behind that 13. That's, what? 13. And Customato, to my knowledge, actually adopts Mike Tyson. Takes him into his home, right? Not just to train him, but to care for him, to love him. Because all this energy, all this fierce potential can really go somewhere if you nurture it, right? And then under Customato's leadership, Mike Tyson does become as fierce of a person as Customato thinks he can be in the ring. And Cus believed in him before he believed in himself. I think that's why their friendship, that mentorship is like, when you see it, there's something special about it. Because anyone who sees anything in any of us and pulls it out of you, right, just with their belief, that's a very special thing. And the only people that wish Customato hadn't done what he did are probably Mike's opponents. Because Mike would have fights that were so damn fast. You can see it even in the video, even in some of the amateur fights that were actually on video. You can see in the opponent where they were like, does he have a hammer? What is he doing? That really hurts. And then Mike gets older. Mike becomes world champion. Youngest world champion, right? In there with a boxer with real experience, who's also a special fighter, right? But Mike hits him in a way that maybe he's never been hit before. And if you go back and you watch the video of this knockout, I shouldn't laugh, but Mike didn't just knock this dude out. Like, he didn't knock him out cold, right? This dude gets knocked down again, and he's trying to get up, and you can tell that his body is like, dog, we done. No. You know, like when you're in a bar fighting, your buddies hold you back? That was that guy's whole body. Like, you can even hear the announcer be like, oh, he's fighting to get up, but his body won't up, because his body is like, parts of him that didn't get hit. This dude got hit in his head and the chin, and even his feet and his knees and his hips were like, look, if you ever want to speak to us again, don't stack us up on top of each other right now. You need to sit down. And then Mike Tyson becomes world champion. He becomes everything that Customato thought he could be. He becomes everything that he knew he was, right? It's a beautiful moment. And then it's important when you think of Mike Tyson to understand that Mike Tyson is America. A lot of Mike Tyson's story is how America works, right? There are parts of this country that if you travel to, you'll think you're in another country for how poor they are, how broken, the conditions that people are living in. It looks like the developing world in some parts of America. We don't like to talk about it. We especially don't like to take care of those people because it means we have to really look at ourselves to do it. But there are people that come out of those conditions that build themselves up into something that no one else could have imagined based on where they started, right? Mike Tyson is just like America. Mike Tyson is fierce, fearsome, incredibly violent. People in other countries look at America the way that we look at Mike Tyson. Genuinely, if you travel, and I mean really travel, I'm not talking about just go to the tourist spots and the places that are popular to go. If you really travel and you know world history and you go to a place and you ask them about America, right? A country that we've attacked before, they look at us like we have a tattoo on our face. Mike Tyson, builds himself up, and he doesn't just get the world championship. He has some very, very impressive fights where you can average his whole fight time out to like maybe a round and a half. He's beating people so fast it's actually upsetting the crowd. I know people who paid a lot of money to go to a Mike Tyson fight and went in the bathroom at the wrong time. Sit there the whole fight card holding it, and then you're like, oh, he's only walking out, I got a second. From the bathroom you hear, oh. You're like, oh no. I mean, then Mike goes down a downward spiral. He loses Custom Idol. He loses this person that was a mentor, that was a friend. You know? And he tries to find his way, but he's still very young. People forget how young he was when he was Mike, when he was Iron Mike, and he was fearless, and he was undefeated, and starts, getting lost in it. And he'll tell you that. He's talked about that. He got lost, right? Goes to jail at one point. Like, this dude is on a dark path, And even, this is attributed to Mike Tyson. I don't know if he actually said it like this, but he was like, I was a baby. You gave me millions of dollars to punch people in the face. And you didn't think this was gonna go off the rails somehow? Like, you didn't think that this was a bad idea, maybe? No. That's who's fighting. This guy who's relentless, So much fear. Imagine you're in the ring with Mike Tyson and he won't stop staring. Just the face-off, just watching the face-off, you would see it in his eyes. It's like, I would very much like to hurt someone today. And legally, it's you. And he was fast, and his movements were jerky, but they were quick, and they clearly hurt, because some very big men did not get up. He would hit people so hard sometimes that you'd be like, I think that guy's dead. And then he'd twitch, you'd be like, he's all right. That's who's fighting. And then you have Jake Paul. One thing people need to understand about Jake Paul, if you don't, he's very much, we are in Jake Paul's time. Whether we like it when I say that or not, he's having his Mike Tyson moments right now. World famous around the world. People tune in from around the world. They watch his fights, they watch his YouTube videos. This dude is a true bona fide star, right? And we can argue about if he's as popular as Mike was back then and why the internet is different, but he is very popular. And he loved boxing. He feels like boxing saved him. That's something similar that he has with Mike, because this kid, he got a camera from his dad, him and his brother, when they were young, and it was to film themselves while they were doing football so that they could improve, right? Which I don't know how that works. I don't play enough football. Like, if I did that and tried to take myself playing football to improve, I think I would just be like, this is where I got hit. And this is when I hit the ground. I think that's all I did. I don't know if, was that right? Is that how you do it? And so him and his brother start making videos, like little YouTube videos, whatever. They're putting them online. They're getting some looks every now and again. But then Vine came out. And if you don't know what Vine is like TikTok granddaddy. And they start making Vines, and they get very popular almost overnight. They are huge on Vine. Everybody thinks they're funny, and they love to follow them. They want to know what they're doing next. They're getting all this money, endorsements, everything. At one point, Jake Paul is on the Disney Channel. I don't really know what he was doing, but it was quick. And then they start posting on YouTube, and they start getting millions of subscribers on YouTube. These kids are bona fide popular, and they understand something that maybe the rest of us just don't, and that's why they are where they are. They understand internet culture. They understand marketing and business. They understand the way that the world is turning, right? And it's the age of the influencer, right? And A lot of people want to be influencers. Some people don't want to be. You can accidentally become famous. That's a terrifying thing. You can become famous in a way that you really didn't mean to. You know, you're just living your life. But somebody puts a cell phone on you, or you don't know you're in someone's shot, and you trip weird, and you go, and now you're, like that's who you are as a guy. And then people see you in the world, and they're like, hey, 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 we love you, dude, we love, that's our favorite. Man, keep killing it, dog, keep killing it. But before you know it, just one thing, just one meme, just one moment catapults you to this level of fame that no person can be prepared for. Whether you're Mike Tyson in the 80s or you're Jake Paul now, people don't understand that like fame that you weren't even trying to get can mess with your mind, right? And so Jake Paul was on a dark path as well. He was probably headed for a bad place, and then he started boxing and he loved it. And boxing to a degree saved him. And so he's out here boxing, you know? And at first he starts fighting like YouTubers, like fellow YouTubers, because that garners attention. Because sometimes you see two people who don't like each other, and you're like, man, it would be kind of funny if they fought. And this is the thing about us. We as people love a fight. Whether we like to admit that about ourselves or not, we love a fight. I've been walking down the street and seeing kids on the park sinking threes from far away, Steph Curry level, right? And I'm like impressed, and I maybe watch him do two more, and then I'm like, he's getting it in. He'll be fine. But if I see a fight in the park, I stop. Because I'm wondering, you know? But no, we're in this age where I think people sometimes want to be famous more than they want to do something. You know, and that's where you get some of these things, some of these imitators of Jake Paul, of Logan Paul, and stuff like that. There was a kid whose story, like, it blew my mind. Basically, there was this kid doing these pranks, and they were like barely pranks. It was just being obnoxious. It was just being like horrible to people and messing with people to try to get a reaction out of them. Because not only are we the new like influencers, everyone, all of us, all the time, it could happen to any one of us, but because of how people become influencers, because of how people get popular, they are our paparazzi now. You're just living your life, but now you're in someone's video, and they're trying to make you act a certain way. That's not what we signed up for, you know? You should at least be rich to have that happen. And so this kid was making this video, and he was messing with this guy in the mall, and he was following him around. He was just like, not just being annoying, he seemed like to also be intimidating him a little bit, and he was really following, trying to get him to answer some question or something. And finally, this little guy, he's like a very small guy, and he did not look well. Right? He finally goes, stop, stop, stop. And then he pulled out a gun and shot him. And I am praying that's not him. So this dude pulls out a gun and he shot him. There's this loud bang in the mall, and people.
All right, my bad, guys. I've been missing some comments. Mizu in the building. Means to an end. Amazing, for real. You're killing it with your painting, brother. Looks good. You got so much detail in the face and the cheek. The smile is so realistic. Jake Paul will come off the loser in this fight, I think. I don't know. I'm gonna just say that because Tyson old as shit. Tyson in his fucking late 50s. How old Mike Tyson is, yo? Somebody Google that real quick and let us know. How Mike Tyson like 54, 55? Mike Tyson in his late 50s. Jake Paul is basically in his fucking prime. People don't know that Mike Tyson is a heavy smoker too. A heavy cigarette smoker. I don't think Jake Paul smoked cigarettes. And people don't realize how big Paul is. The motherfucker's huge, yo. He's like 6 something, 200 something pounds. He's not a little guy. He's like a heavyweight boxer. In his prime, super cocky, and he knows that like this is or could be like some history book shit for him. Yo, nigga, I beat old Mike Tyson. You know, he got that in his mind where if he can pull this shit off, it'll be one of the greatest things ever. He'll always have like I beat old Mike Tyson, bro. And that's the only thing I see. Like I'll give a little bit more points to Paul because he's younger and he's in his prime. This dude's like 30 something, ain't it? This dude like 30 something. Tyson got about 25 years on this guy. Jake Paul is, I mean, I can almost imagine that Mike Tyson keeps a workout routine all the time. Probably his entire life since he's been boxing. Just like I'm not a fighter, but I go to the gym 3-4 times a week, you know? So I can just imagine that Tyson would do something similar just to stay in shape. But Paul has been actively fighting for the past couple of years, like actively fighting. So I can imagine like his training regimen is probably a little bit more aggressive. And once again, he's just younger. He has higher testosterone. He has higher endurance. I don't think he's a smoker like Tyson is. And this dude is hungry for a name. He has a big enough name now. He even fought Floyd. He brought Floyd Mayweather out of retirement and fought him. And like, I don't know, he does all these like stunt fights. But I think this one right here is there's so much on the line. He's gonna really try to fucking demolish Tyson. You know, and Tyson then, you know what I'm saying? He knows like this is a publicity stunt fight. He knows he's out of his prime. And he knows how well this Jake Paul kid is. I think Paul will come in with more aggression. I think Tyson will come in with more strategy. I think Paul may try to win by points and throw a lot of punches. I think Tyson will use strategy, be very, very conservative with his energy, very conservative with his punches, and try to let the young guy give him a good enough opening where he can drop one of them hammers on his ass. Because for Tyson now to just go in there like a pit bull and swinging, I don't know if his endurance can hold out. Once again, that's just age. He's not 25, he's not 30. He's in his fucking 50s. That's just age. I'm starting to feel it myself in my 40s. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little more slower, a little sluggish. My elbows and my knees hurt a little bit more. I'm just old, getting older. And Tyson has been way more active in his lifestyle than I have. So I can imagine, like, even though with all the money to have the best sports trainers and physical therapy and everything, you know, his joints aren't the best. His knees probably, it's not even probably, his knees aren't like 20-year-old knees anymore. His elbows aren't 20-year-old elbows anymore. Would I want the old head to win? Would I want the gladiator from my era to win? Because, like, the guy was explaining, you know, like, I came up in that era where Tyson was the fucking man. Where Tyson was the man. In that movie Colors, where he slapped fucking Robert Downey Jr. and Robert Downey Jr. told everybody like that wasn't fake. This motherfucker slapped the shit out of me and it fucking hurt. Like that's the Tyson I fucking remember. Badass young Tyson. Do I want that motherfucker to beat up this young fucking YouTube punk? Absolutely. So I can have bragging rights for my generation and tell everybody, yo, we still the fucking shit, nigga. Everybody from my generation fucking built different. Dog, we built different, man. Y'all young boys can't compete with that fucking 80s and 90s babies. And Tyson from the 70s. Like, anyway, you can't, y'all boys can't compete, man. Even some of the basketball, I was watching an interview, and I'm not even into sports like that. I was watching one of the old head basketball players, Kevin Durant, or one of them dudes. He was like, man, these niggas right here couldn't play when I first got in the league. He was like, man, that shit was real ball. This shit's so soft now, man. Like none of y'all wouldn't even made a fucking team back in the day, in the 70s. These motherfuckers who playing now, he was like, all of them. Curry, motherfucking James, none of these niggas. None of y'all wouldn't have been good enough to play with us back in the day. Y'all would have got beat up too much. Y'all would have been crying, sissified. The footballers say the same thing. All the sports, they got too soft. Boxing, it got too soft. Everything too fucking soft now. The old heads let you know, nigga, we from a different era, man. When we was doing this shit as young boy, when we was doing this shit at your age, that shit was real gladiator shit. We was doing real gladiator shit. Now y'all in here can't rough the quarterback and on a basketball court, everything a goddamn foul now. It's like, nigga, we used to choke niggas. You choke a motherfucker out on the court. Now with NFL, if you celebrate in the end zone, when you touch down, that's a fine and all kind of shit. Like, man, they say the sports ain't even fun no more. Like I said, I don't even watch that shit, so I don't know. I'm just going off of hearsay. Don't believe nothing I say. I don't know when the last time Tyson had a real fight. I don't know. I don't know who was the last dude this motherfucker fought. Yo, Tyson ain't, like I said, he ain't been fighting for a while. He been doing his podcast and shit. And Jake Paul called him out, and he really took him up on that shit. Like, nigga, don't call me out. And I'm like, tight, because this was way earlier this year, or maybe last year they started planning this shit. This has been in the making for a while. This has been in the making for a while. And then I think one time they called it off because they already had it scheduled, and they said something about Tyson had like a health issue. And I'm thinking when that report came out, I'm thinking Tyson just realized he too old for this shit, and he probably this is his way of backing out. I gotta take care of some medical shit, man, you know, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, all right, then cool. Bow out gracefully and just let everybody know, man, you ain't about to do this shit. And I thought that was it. I really, when he said they had to cancel it, I was like, oh, Tyson ain't about to fight this young nigga. He ain't about to, man, you ain't about to fight this young boy. And then now, nope. I seen that shit on the Netflix thing. Nah, they really about to do it. They really about to do it, bro. Like you say, man, being in your 50s, bro, that shit ain't the same. And that's nothing to be ashamed of. Nigga, we've lived life. I've been alive. What do you want from me? Huh? I've been alive. I've been using my body. It slowly deteriorates. And in 50s, your knees and your elbows, your eyes, and everything else ain't as good as it was when you was fucking 19, 20. It's just not. It got mileage on it now, nigga. I ain't no new car. I'm a used car. I'm a used car. You just can't start me up and start driving. You know what I'm saying? You gotta crank me up and let me sit there and warm up first. You know what I'm saying? Let me get my idle right. Let my lubricants start flowing through the pistons and everything before you just throw that bitch and drive and start going down the street. I can't do that shit no more. You gotta warm me up first, man. I ain't no new car. And once again, that ain't nothing embarrassing or nothing to be ashamed of or none of that shit. I've been living life, nigga. I've been places. I've been doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? I put miles on my body. That's what you supposed to do. I ain't no goddamn vegetable. You put miles on your body break down a little bit. But Tyson and Jake, I'm still just like, I really think that's a tough call on, Who gonna pull that one off? I don't know. Bougie, what a doozy. Of course it's about the Netflix money. Cause I think it was gonna be like some pay-per-view shit to start with. I forgot what platform they were to use. When they announced it the first time, Netflix don't play around. That's why they already got that fucking advertisement poster out for Netflix, cause they don't fuck around once they get the contract signed. If they had already had it with Netflix, we would have seen that shit a while ago. But I think the first time they proposed a fight, it was just gonna be like some pay-per-view type shit. But now with Netflix on this shit, damn right it's about Netflix money, yo. Them boys about to get paid, bro. No, they about to get paid. Fuck it. Do it for Netflix, man. I say Netflix so crazy, that shit got commercials on it now. Everybody trying to be on Netflix because nobody don't watch TV no more. Nobody don't watch regular TV. I used to love The Simpsons. I can't tell you the last time I watched The Simpsons. Like turn on the TV and turn to Fox and then watch The Simpsons on TV. I don't know when the last time I don't watch TV. Period. I watch YouTube. If I want to watch a show or something, I YouTube it. And so network television is dying because network television makes money off of advertisements and commercials. If nobody's watching TV, nobody's seeing the advertisements, nobody's buying the products. That's why YouTube is so heavily ad ridden now, and you gotta have like the top tier subscription so that you don't see ads. And now even Netflix has commercials on it because different companies know that legacy TV is fucking basically dead. That shit is dead as shit. And so they're gonna pay Netflix whatever they want to put their ads on Netflix. Netflix got that bread, you know. And so that's why Tyson and Paul are definitely gonna do this shit on Netflix, because they're gonna make a fucking big purse off of this thing, bro. Paul gonna lose an ear. I ain't heard it. I ain't heard that. Do you think it's going to be some shenanigans like when he fought Roy Jones? I thought he fought Floyd Mayweather. It was Mayweather, ain't it? Or was it Roy Jones? I know Roy Jones, he came out of retirement to do a fight. Did he fight Paul? Because like I say, Paul, I thought he was doing this trying to fight old boxers, old retired boxers and shit. I don't know. I can't remember that last fight. I thought the last fight that Roy Jones did was against the Filipino dude, yo. Or no? You remember when Roy Jones put out his rap album? Roy Jones said he was a boxer. I mean, he was a rapping boxer. Remember when Kobe Bryant put out his rap CD? Neon Dion did an album back in the day. Everybody wanted to be rappers. The only sports dude who can really rap is Shaq. And the Fooshnickers. I think Shaq can really rap, but everybody else. Roy came out to fight Tyson and they called it a draw. I don't remember that, bro. I gotta see that. I need some clips from that shit. Roy Jones versus Tyson? It was a draw? Oh, it's almost 1 o'clock. I need to take a break. Huh? Well, the YouTube stream says I've been here for 68 minutes, but I've actually been here since about 8 o'clock. They banned my channel earlier this morning. So I didn't go to work today. I went to bed with a fucking headache. I woke up with a crazy ass headache. I just called my job. I was like, yo, I'm not making it in today. I don't feel good at all. And then yeah, so I stayed home and I was like, you know what? I'll just take some medicine, try to feel a little better. Maybe if I have some breakfast and go in the studio, that'll make me feel better. So I came up here and tried to start a YouTube stream. Nah. It said you cannot live stream right now. And I was like, what? And I thought like, I don't know, my connection wasn't good, or so I closed the app out, opened the app back up, tried to go live again. It was like, no, you can't live stream right now. And I'm like, but the message looked weird. Like the way when I pressed the button to go live, it didn't look like the normal option screen. So I was like, wait a minute. So I checked my Gmail account because that's where my YouTube emails go to, and it's like, oh, you've been banned for medical misinformation. And I'm like, man, really? Come on, man. Then I was like, this can't be right. Then I tried to stream again. It was like, nope, you're not streaming. You're not going to stream. And I was like, so I went back and really read the whole email. And I appealed it. And it came back from the appeal. It was like, all right, you got that one. I think we were overzealous and we'll give you your features back. Paul gonna lose his ear. He talking about calling him Jake Van Gogh Paul. Damn. Tyson say he be hungry in the middle of his matches sometimes. You know what I'm saying? He just be wanting a snack. He don't be meaning to hurt nobody on purpose. Dude just be wanting a snack. I told you I had got a ticket yesterday. Well, I got 2 tickets yesterday. I went ahead and paid them shits this morning. Son bitch. Luckily, the magistrate court is just like literally like 3 minutes from here. I live really, really close to downtown. I live hella close to downtown, so nothing's too far from me if I need to do any kind of like official business, you know, city hall, post office, courthouse. All the utility buildings, like water department and all that shit. All that shit is like right down the street from me. I just told the lady, I was just venting to the lady at the office. I know she can't really do nothing about it. But I was like, this one ticket about the tent. I was like, dude just was, he wasn't being aggressive, like, but he was just being a dickhead. I was like, I bought my car like this. I've had this car for 5 years. And yes, I've already gotten pulled over in my car before. No cop ever said anything about my fucking tent, ever. And like, this dude just gave me a tent ticket because he was just trying to be mean. She was like, well, you can appeal this one and sign not guilty. I'm like, I ain't about to do all that and go through all this fucking house for this shit. Just know, like, that officer was a dickhead and he just did that because he was just trying to find as many tickets as possible. I'm gonna pay this motherfucker shit though, just to get this shit over with, yo. And she's like, I understand. And then, right when she gave me my receipt and everything, I gave her my business card. I was like, yo, I'm an artist. I'm probably the best artist you'll ever meet in your life. If you have any like painting projects that you would like, wedding, anniversary portraits, or graduation portraits, or anything like that, I would just like look me up and holler at me if you want some art, because I just paid this big ass ticket. Now I need a fucking commission to get some of my money back. I gotta recoup some money real quick. No, I hate fucking kicking out for dumbass shit like that, bro. Just money wasted for no reason, and it's my fault. I know it. I know it's my fault. I am a very, very aggressive driver, especially when I'm in a car by myself. When I'm in the car by myself, I wear my seatbelt all the time because I know. Yeah, that's how I drive, nigga. It's fun to me. That shit is fun. I'm not an adrenaline junkie. Like that. I don't want to go like hang gliding or parasailing or parachuting or I don't want to do none of that shit. I don't. But put me behind the steering wheel of a car by myself with the seatbelt on. I'm gonna be so reckless I scare myself sometimes. And that be my little bit of adrenaline. You know what I'm saying? My little adrenaline rush. I don't need much more than that. So I know I drive like a fool sometimes. Most of the time. Most of the time I drive like a fool. So that little aggressive driving ticket, I deserve that. I deserve that. When I get in trouble with the cops, I don't argue. I just don't. Especially if I know I'm wrong. I've been like that shit, man. Keep your mouth closed, don't say shit, bro. You already wrong. Nigga, just take what's coming to you. Then this motherfucker come back with the little clippy thing and he clipped that shit on my window. How dark is this tent? I don't know, man. I brought the car like this. Well, in the state of PA, your tent, I'm like, bro, find all the tickets you can. I will. Fine then. Just go. Go back to your fucking car now. Shit. Hurry up and write the fucking tickets up, man. Now, I wrote you inside, give me the fucking thing. You ain't gotta explain all this shit to me, man. And then I looked at him, no lie. I swear to God. On everything I love. I said, are you a white dude for Kamala? He was like, what? I looked at him like, are you a white dude for Kamala? Am I a white guy? Never mind, man. Never mind. Go about your way, officer. Give me my tickets. I'm out of here, bitch. You mad I ain't got no warrants. You can't take me to jail later. You thought you about to lock me up. Psych. Not today, bitch. They don't need for you to call no backup or none of that shit, nigga. My car don't smell like weed. My breath don't smell like alcohol. Only thing you talking about, your tent's too dark. Fuck you. With your fucking Ah. How dark is this tent? I don't fucking know. I don't know how dark this tent is. I bought the car like that. It's too dark. Oh, man, go write the ticket then, bitch. Go write the ticket. Don't talk to me about it. I don't need you. In the state of PA, the president, man, you don't need to run down the fucking statistics and all that shit to me, man. Go write the ticket. You said it's wrong, ain't it? Fuck out my face. Trying to explain shit to me. Hate fucking cops like that. Damn, Travis, you are good. I hate it when you don't give a fuck. Yo, when you don't give a fuck, they be like, "Arr." And then cause he pull up, so as soon as I seen the lights, I already knew he coming for me. He was a little bit behind me too, like 6 or 7 cars behind. But I look at her lights. As soon as I seen his lights, I immediately put on my hazards. Flash, warning, everybody, I'm going to stop. And then I was actually at a point where I can turn like close to a gas station. So I turned in, got all the way off the street itself, off the main street, pulled over to the side, no traffic, hazards on, immediately put my shit in park, turned my car off. By the time he got to my window, I already had my fucking license, insurance, registration ready for him. Here you go. Why you driving so fast like that? You got a reason you're driving like that? When people ask you a question, a response is normally required. Here you go, man. You know you were speeding. No, I wasn't. I got it on my camera. That's your opinion. I don't think I was speeding. Here you go. Then you walked off. That's when he came back. How dark is this tent? You mad? You mad I ain't got no warrants, ain't it? You mad. You mad as hell. All my paperwork, my inspection stickers, everything top notch, dog. And you don't smell nothing coming out my car. Just hand me the... You talk about my tent. Nigga, you mad because I don't give a fuck about what you're doing right now. And you talking about speeding. And he couldn't write me a citation for speeding. He wrote me a citation for aggressive driving. And that's only because I know for a fact I switched lanes twice without signaling. That's probably the only thing, like if I would have tried to fight that and he showed his camera and he showed me not signaling, yeah, okay, I didn't signal. That's a little aggressive. I get that. But you talking about, oh, you were speeding. No, I wasn't. I wasn't speeding. That's your opinion, bro. So he couldn't write nothing about speeding. Try to fucking play me. Then he gonna write the ticket for my tent. You bitch ass. You a white dude for Kamala, ain't it? Horizon Black is, in a way, this is a stage. Oh, this is definitely my platform, bro. I like when they ask you why they pulled you over. It's whatever you pull me over for, bro. You know the reasons you pulled me over. Don't try to get me to explain that shit to you. You the cop, nigga. Don't have me do your job. And you got the camera rolling. I ain't about to say nothing on camera to confess about nothing you think I did. I ain't no damn dummy. I know you feel me around. I'm talking, oh, why you driving? Driving like what, nigga? I don't know what you're talking about. You're speeding. I wasn't speeding. I ain't about to agree to shit you say, nigga. You think I'm boo-boo the fool. Not today, officer. And he young too. Younger than me. You just trying to get some points, nigga. You trying to get brownie points because you fresh on the force and you want to make a name for yourself. You probably try to be detective one day. You trying to be tough on crime in your city and all this bullshit, nigga. I ain't the one. I ain't no fucking criminal. I ain't no criminal. You come up here immediately looking at me like I'm somebody because I'm black and I got dreads and I'm driving fast in a nice ass car. So what that mean? I'm a drug dealer or something? I got guns or something in my car because I'm black with dreads and I'm driving fast in a Lexus? Nah, nigga. I'm just driving fast. That's all. I ain't no criminal. I just like driving fast. And when you pull my record up, only thing you see on it is speeding tickets. I don't do shit else, dog. I don't got no gun charges, no drug charges, no harassment, none of that shit, nigga. All you see is I got a ticket last year for speeding, and I got a ticket this year for speeding. And now you pull me over for aggressive driving. That's all y'all can ever get me on, man. I don't do those super dumb shit. I ain't out here smacking people around and selling drugs to kids and none of that shit. I just drive fast, man. I'm trying to get where the fuck I'm going. In this area of PA, if you look up the demographics, I live in an old area. Like, all the people here are, I think the average age is like 50. Like, I live in an old area. Everybody around here old and drive slow as shit. I'm not old, and I don't drive slow. All y'all old motherfuckers need to get out my goddamn way. Simple as that. Easy peasy. Just get the hell out my damn way. But, you know, when I try to get to where I'm going, I get the blue lights. I try to get to where I'm going, I get the blue lights. Motherfuckers telling me I'm driving aggressive. Ah, man, get the hell out of here. Did I wreck somebody's car? Did I hit somebody? Did I run a red light? I run a stop sign? No, I just went around somebody without using my signal lights. My computer just turned off on me. I don't know what's going on with this motherfucker. Just kind of like went to blue screen. That was so fucking weird. Just what the hell? Am I getting hacked? Feels like I'm getting hacked over here. So earlier, YouTube tells me I'm violating community guidelines. Now, my YouTube, the channel is just acting weird and signing me out and all kind of shit. If y'all give me back my access, then give me back my access. If y'all don't want me to have access, don't be coming here and fucking with my channel while I'm trying to live stream. It's like, can I use this shit or not? Oh yeah, you can use it, but we ain't gonna give you a good connection. What the hell? I need a good connection to stream. Well, Mr. Prince, you keep talking about these vaccines and shit, you know, we can't allow that. We don't want you to give egregious misinformation to people through our platform. And I get it, YouTube, they tube, y'all tube. It's not my tube, it's definitely y'all tube. But, you know, game we got to play. Bro. I'm cautiously aggressive when I drive. Man, I be having Waze on and everything, but Waze can't see cops that's moving. You know what I'm saying? The cop that pulled me over, he must have, because I didn't see him nowhere in traffic. I must have passed an intersection. He must have turned behind me, Because he was like 6 or 7 cars behind me. So I don't know if he got off the highway that far behind me or if he turned from an intersection when I went through and got behind me. I didn't see that motherfucker get behind me at all, you know? But I saw them lights pop up. As soon as and you know, I just always assume it's me. You know what I'm saying? He could have got a call and been going to, you know, a robbery somewhere else. But as soon as I seen them lights, I was like, oh, he about to pull me over. Immediately turn my hazards on. Let me, hey, I'm stopping. You see my hazards, right? I'm just about to pull over. I'm not about to stop in traffic. Let me find somewhere to pull over to the side so we can chat. So you can chat at me, rather. But yeah, man, I only use Waze when I be driving. Your channel, they platform. I know that's right. He got me though. He got me. Let's say he wasn't wrong about my driving. He wasn't wrong because I failed to signal. I know for a fact I failed to signal. But you got me with that tent shit. Nah, you just a dickhead for that. That's all that is. You being a prick. Because I wasn't like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize. My apologies, and try to like plead or snicker my way out of a fucking ticket or try to beg with you or oh no, my bag, man, I didn't know, I didn't see, or oh, you wrong, you just trying to profile me, or I ain't do none of that shit, nigga. I was silent, and you mad because you asked me why I'm driving like that, and I ain't want to answer the question. I ain't about to tell you why I'm driving like that. I could have said, oh, I gotta go take a shit. I'm about to shit myself, and I was just trying to make it home, or whatever. I ain't not about to sit here and have this whole conversation with why the fuck I was driving like that. If you think I wasn't driving right, yo, write the ticket and hurry up. And let's get this shit over. Let's get this interaction over, bro. No, you bored right now. You so bored you just want to talk to me. You know, normally when a question is asked, a response is required. Man, look, bro. You're a white dude for Kamala. I know it. I can tell. I know you voted for Kamala. $295 later. Man, bro. You know I could have brought a whole outfit with that shit, bro. $295. I could have went and got some fresh ass shoes, some jeans, a nice ass sweater, a hat. Yo, $295. You can get fresh. You can get super fresh with that shit, man. $295. Once again, you know how many shares of stock I could have brought with that shit just now? That could have been some more Nvidia stock. You know, this is not bill week this week, but next week is bill week. I'm looking for bills next week. That could have been all my bills next week. The light bill gonna come. The goddamn water bill and the gas bill gonna come next week. And then on the 21st, the auto insurance and my homeowner's insurance is gonna come out. That shit could have been for that. Nope. Now what? $295 for fucking tickets. Now I'm down. I'm down now. I gotta find a way to get back up. That's why I told the lady in the magistrate office before I left. I gave her my card. I said, "Hey, once again, hey, you need some art? Holler at me, lady, because I need to condition real quick. Get some of this money back, man. Y'all just broke me. That was all my spending money for the week. Got no spending money now. So I can't smoke good. I can't drink good. I can't gas up my car and just ride some way. Now I gotta put myself on punishment this weekend for being a dumbass. You see how you out there driving? Now you can't go nowhere this weekend. What do you mean? What do you mean what I mean? What money you got? I got money. No, you don't. You don't got money. You just spent money on tickets. Now whatever money you think you have, you can't spend that shit. Cause bill week next week. So now you're on punishment this weekend. Sit your ass in the house and don't do shit. And I hope you run out of weed too. But don't say that. Don't say you hope I run out of weed. That's crazy. Hope I run out of weed. That's wow. That's treacherous, man. That's diabolical. That's a curse. Why you trying to curse me like that? Damn. Roasty? Wendy. Peace. I think I'm taking a little break too. Like I said, I've been in here way longer than I've been streaming, which is cool, but yeah. I think I'm gonna have to take a little break for a minute, at least. I don't feel hungry. That's how I know I'm not completely well right now. Whatever the fuck is going on with me, yo. Like, that shit fucking up my appetite and my headache. I know, like, I'm feeling a lot better because I did take that Aleve earlier, but I just want to see what I feel like when that shit wear the fuck off, because I just hope this shit don't come back. I said, last night I went to bed, I wasn't even, man, my head was hurting so bad. Yo, I ain't even had no fucking appetite, yo, at all. I ain't even eat dinner or nothing. I just, like, I was so fucking nauseous. I just laid down like 7 o'clock. Then I woke up at like 11 something to go to the bathroom. Head still hurting. And then I was like, right then, I still wasn't hungry. And that ain't good. So I literally forced myself to eat something like 11 something last night. Like, literally just forced some food down. Went back to sleep, set my alarm for 5, and I was like, hopefully I just feel better in the morning. Man, I woke up at 5 this morning, like, man, I still don't feel good. That's when I text my boss, like, I'm so good on coming to work today, yo. And then, that's when I took that Aleve. I said, it's been hours ago now, and I'm still feeling pretty decent, but it's something weird, like, I still don't have an appetite. Like, I know I should be hungry by now. It's 1 o'clock. don't know if I should use this blender. It's probably too much. I don't know. Let's see. I'll just come back at it again. But those areas, I'm just gonna have to come down some too. Maybe it's a smaller one. I'm trying to get as much done on this strap right here before we get out of here. This is probably going to be the last area I work on for a little minute.